My name's Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent. I was a teaching instructor when I was there. I know what I'm doing. I wrote a best-selling book on Amazon. I'm not selling the book. I don't like sell stuff. I'm not that type of person. But if you want to get your own tax relief, let me explain how you have to do it. I was a revenue officer for IRS, so I used to collect tax debt, file liens, send out levies. I did all that stuff. That's why I'm really good at representation. But if you want to get your own tax relief, I break it out like this. If you have a pit in your stomach about calling IRS, don't. If you don't know what's going to happen when you call IRS, don't. So if you want to get your own tax relief, this is what IRS is going to do and how they're going to handle your case. The first two things that you must know is IRS wants every single tax return filed last 6 years. They want to make sure you've stopped the problem. Is your W-2 up to date? If you're self-employed, are you making estimate payments? Don't call them until your returns are filed and you're at least starting to make estimate payments, because they're going to harp and they're not going to give you what you want. I know it because I used to do that. IRS does not want habitual or continual tax going. So the next thing they want is a financial statement. It's a 433F. Download it. IRS form 433F. That's the one the service center uses. When they get that, IRS is going to either put you in currently non-collectible, which you're there for a couple years and the case comes back to the field again. It's a good temporary stop, but penalties and interest run. Or you can get an installment agreement. There's two types of installment agreements. One you can get online. It's a streamlined payment, which you have to make payments every single month the same over and over and over. The other is saying, IRS, I'm going to show you my financial statement. What can you do for me? So that's called the part pay agreement. So you got to be careful, because IRS is going to apply their national standard to your financial statement. What does that mean? IRS, you can Google online the IRS national standards. They will take your numbers out on your financial statement and insert what the Department of Labor says that you should be making or you should have for your county. So IRS dictates what your food and clothing is, your housing and utilities, and IRS will dictate what your car payment is. So IRS is going to dictate a lot of things, just so you know. You must be familiar with the IRS National Standards Program if you're going to do your own tax relief, because whether you're doing an offer and compromise, a payment agreement, or you want to be put in currently non-collectible, IRS is going to use their national standards. Once again, they dictate your expenses for food and clothing, housing and utilities, and car payments, car expenses. They're going to use theirs instead of yours. So you must drill down on that. You must be pencil sharp, because that's my Belgian Malinois, just so you know. He wants an appearance fee every time he's here. But anyway, I just want you to know you got to be very careful, because people want to make a payment agreement and they know what they can afford. But when IRS gets a hold of that payment agreement may triple or quadruple, because they're not using your expenses. So you have to be careful. So you can get your own tax relief, but just follow the steps I gave you. File all returns, make sure your estimate payments or your withholdings up to date, and have pencil sharp to know what IRS is going to do with your financial statement, unless you're going to go ahead and get a streamlined payment, which you're going to pay the debt off within a certain period of time, and IRS will accept it on their computer. That's how you get IRS tax relief. I wish you the best of luck. I've been doing this for years and years. Give me a subscription if you want. I always tell you the truth. Thank you very much.